Here are some fascinating music facts that you didn't know. The longest song title in the world belongs to Swedish group Rednecks and is 305 characters long, including spaces. That is one long-ass song title. The child on the cover of U2's album Boy is actually Peter Rowan, a nephew of a friend of the band. 2 albums later, Peter was used again for the cover of the album War. Rihanna's song Umbrella was originally supposed to be sung by Britney Spears, but her label turned it down at the last moment. The longest recorded piece of music is by a band called Bull of Heaven. The playtime of the song Chosen Priest and the Apostle of Infinite Space is over 2 months long. The only guy in the band ZZ Top that does not have a beard is Frank Beard. Before composing a piece of music, Beethoven used to dip his head in cold water. Like humans, birds can learn music while they are still in the egg stage. Mozart was only 5 years old when he wrote his first piece of music. Contrary to popular belief, Mozart's middle name was not Amadeus. His full name was Johann Christoph Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart. In 1976, Barry Manilow wrote a chart-topping song called I Write Songs, which ironically was not written by him. Termites eat wood 2 times faster when listening to heavy metal. Monaco's national orchestra is bigger than their army is. The violin contains about 70 separate pieces of wood. The earliest known example of a musical notation was found on a clay tablet where modern-day Iraq is and dates back to about 1800 BC. The American Film Institute named composer John Williams' score for Star Wars the greatest film score of all time. Elvis' favorite collectible was police badges. He collected a different police badge for every city he performed in. The CD was developed by Sony and Philips in 1980 and is still in use 33 years later. Approximately 1/3 of recorded CDs ever sold have been pirated. The MP3 was developed in the early 90s and stands for MPEG Audio Layer 3. The harmonica is the world's best-selling musical instrument. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Brian Jones, Kurt Cobain, and Amy Winehouse all died at the age of 27. The nano guitar is the world's smallest guitar and is the size of a human cell. John Lennon's eyesight was so poor that he was legally blind without his glasses. Noel Gallagher of Oasis writes with his left hand but plays guitar with his right hand. Jimi Hendrix wrote with his right hand but played guitar with his left hand. And Chris Martin of Coldplay plays guitar and draws with his right hand but writes with his left hand. Reverend Run of Run DMC is a real ordained minister. The Irish band U2 aren't really all Irish. Adam Clayton and The Edge were born in England. The band Guns N' Roses have had 21 full-time band members since they started in 1985. Jay-Z hasn't written down any of his song lyrics in over a decade. The best-selling album of all time is Michael Jackson's Thriller with an estimated 51 to 65 million copies sold. Fred Durst, the lead singer of Limp Bizkit, actually has a pet bulldog named Biscuit. Since the launch of iTunes in January 2001, over 10 billion songs have been sold digitally. Almost 40 billion songs are downloaded illegally every year. Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, made in 1975, is generally regarded as the first official music video ever made. The Beastie in Beastie Boys is actually an acronym for Boys Entertaining Anarchistic Stages Towards Internal Excellence, according to band member Mike D. Hip-hop legend Dr. Dre was actually a diver in his high school swimming team. Kesha's single TikTok has sold more copies than any Beatles single in history. Flo Rida's song Low has sold 8 million copies, the exact same amount as the Beatles' Hey Jude. Katy Perry holds the same record as Michael Jackson for the most #1 singles off of an album, which is 5. In 1990, Warner Music purchased the copyright for the song Happy Birthday for $15 million, which is the most recognized song in the English language, followed by He's a Jolly Good Fellow. The most purchased song in iTunes history is I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. So now you know more about little-known music facts. Remember to click like and subscribe if you like this video, and if you really like this video, share it with a friend. Peace! It literally took me about 20 tries to say Mozart's full name. That is incredibly hard. Johann Christoph Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart. Wow. That kid got teased in grade school.